I am Jacksonville Chapel.
I am Jacksonville Chapel.
Yo soy Jacksonville Chapel.
I represent over 75 years
Over 75 years
of God's grace in North Jersey.
I am one part
of a diverse group.
Yo soy parte de un grupo diverso.
I am one part of diverse group
of Christ followers.
Many ages,
many cultures, many people
United with one goal.
En una misma meta.
to love God,
love people,
and serve the world.
and serve the world.
I am a missionary in my world.
I am called to walk closer, to go deeper.
to reach further.
I am Jacksonville Chapel.
I am Jacksonville.
Jacksonville Chapel.
I am Jacksonville Chapel.
What an exciting church we have the privilege of being at. We are so blessed to be where we are today. And to think that over 75 years ago, it all started in this little building right over here.
Yeah, and over the years, that vision has expanded to reach more sites and more people and more cultures.
Hoy la iglesia es diversa y con espacio para todo tipo de personas.
Yeah, and what's really amazing is that as God has made space in our hearts to reach different kinds of people in North Jersey, it's led to a situation where we've really run out of space in our church home. And that's why back in 2003, the chapel made the decision to become a multi-site church. And that decision has really enabled us to continue growing even beyond the walls of this campus.
And God has blessed that decision. Today, the chapel has 3 venues, 9 services, and 2 campuses, with nearly 1,000 people attending worship in venues other than the original chapel. Nowhere else is our growth more evident than in our Emergence multi-site. In the past year alone, attendance at Emergence has almost doubled to nearly 700 people every Sunday. Service after service have been added to the point where now each Sunday there are 4 Emergence services. Even with that, there are weeks where people have shown up only to leave because there's no room even to stand in the back. We have reached a point where it has become obvious that doing nothing is not an option. God has blessed us with tremendous growth, and it's time now to take steps that will facilitate that growth and allow God's mission to move forward.
Now is the time for us to join together as a church and reach further with the gospel. And we really believe we have a great strategy to make that happen. Welcome to 2 Change Bridge Road in Montville. This place is just about 5 minutes and 1 right turn from the Lincoln Park campus.
Yeah, and we've searched for literally years to find a site that would accommodate the growing need at Emergence, as well as provide ample parking for the multi-site.
Parqueo. El Ministerio Hispano sabe todo lo que tiene que ver con problemas de parqueo.
Well, you know, it's hard enough to find 300 parking spaces anywhere in North Jersey, but to find them at a facility where there's room for an auditorium, and to find it in a place that is close to Lincoln Park and in a place that's at a reasonable price, it just takes the work of God to do that.
Yeah, in fact, you may remember we spent a few years looking for the spot, and then we decided as a church and leadership to do a fast for a few days, and right after that fast, God opened up the door for this facility for us.
Well, let's take a look inside. So it's really a big open box.
Yeah, and the exciting thing is that was what we were hoping. We were hoping to find a place that would give us the atmosphere and the feel that we could create a church service around.
So talk us through it.
Sure. Over on this side of the room would be our sanctuary. It's large enough to seat approximately 500 people, which was really a goal for us. And then up there would be the cafe. And so we have space to continue to grow and expand, and also the cafe, which is important for us.
What about children's ministry? What are we doing about that?
Yeah, good question. On this side of the building, as we walk through what we just saw would be the entranceway there, on the other side of the entranceway, on the far side, there would be 2 children's classrooms. That's where most of the young kids would go, and then above that would be a 2nd floor where we would have our kids' church.
And don't forget that this facility now represents another extension of Jacksonville Chapel into our community, and so this now becomes available as a place for people from any of the campuses of the chapel to hold events and gatherings and seminars, things like that. And so this truly becomes an extension of the chapel into our community and in a town that's right next door. And speaking of next door, why don't we head up to Lincoln Park campus?
Cool. So what are you guys going to do here once we're moved off this site?
Well, one thing we'll be able to do is park a little easier around here. But much more than that, we're really excited about what it's going to mean for our student ministries to have this building available on Sunday mornings. You know, there's been a desire for some time to have a really strong high school ministry on campus on Sunday mornings, just like we do right now for our junior high ministry.
Yeah, and one of the things that's nice about this building is it already has a stage, some projection, some lights, some seats. It's in a good spot.
Yeah, we feel like the day that Emergence moves off to Changebridge, we can begin right away to have a great service for high school students right here on this campus. And more than just a service here, we're getting really excited as we talk with some of the next-gen leaders about putting some recreational facilities in outside and really just doing a makeover of this whole area inside and out to make it optimized for student ministry. Now, as part of this campaign, we're also planning on making some good improvements to our Crossroads campus for our Spanish congregation.
Sí, vamos y echemos un vistazo.
Let's go.
So what's happening here at Crossroads?
Desde que nosotros venimos al ministerio en Crossroads, Dios nos ha bendecido de una manera extraordinaria, al grado de que se ha duplicado la asistencia a los servicios. Tenemos 2 servicios el domingo por la mañana. No solamente eso, sino que también la mayor parte de personas que vienen a nuestros servicios están involucrados en grupos pequeños. Es una bendición también para nosotros poder abrir nuestro hogar y compartir la palabra del Señor con aquellas personas que lo necesitan.
Yeah, you might remember a couple of years ago we did a project called Foundation for the Future, and as part of that project we were able to renovate the house that's here on the Crossroads campus. And now that that project's done, Wilfredo and Mimi have been able to move out of the back of the church where they were living, and now they live in that new house. So that section of the church is now really available for children's ministry. One of the main things that we want to do here on the Crossroads campus as part of this Reaching Further campaign is to take that section of the church and really renovate it nicely so it becomes a well-equipped place for children's ministry. In addition to that, there's some need for transportation here in the Crossroads ministry, isn't there?
Sí, tenemos una bendición grande en el sentido de que hay ministerios que han crecido fuertemente en la iglesia. Uno de ellos es el Ministerio de Mujeres, que ha crecido. También los jóvenes han crecido bastante aquí en la iglesia. Creemos firmemente que un van puede servir mucho para el desarrollo del ministerio de ellos y de esa manera puedan funcionar de una manera mejor y correcta.
Well, that'll be a great blessing to get another vehicle as part of this campaign. Guys, this is really exciting because I feel like if we can accomplish these projects, it's going to significantly change the scope of the chapel's ministry, and it really is going to extend the reach of the gospel in North Jersey.
Sí, nosotros hemos visto mucho fruto aquí en Crossroads y creemos que estamos en el buen tiempo para dar el próximo paso.
Yeah, and not only that, through what we're going to do here, it has the opportunity to even expand past North Jersey.
Well, yeah, you know about the partnership that we have with Hope for 1,000 Hills in Rwanda, and part of our plan for this campaign is that we'll help support some of that project in Rwanda.
Yeah, we should really do that for them.
We should.
Yo estoy listo, hagámoslo.
Have you understood a word he said all day?
Not a single word, but I'm sure it's really good stuff.
Yeah, this is really good stuff.
You know, it really is, and I really believe that it's time for us to come together and do this. Let's trust God to make this happen.
We can reach further.
We can reach further.
Now is the time.
Ahora es el tiempo.
We are the church.
I am Jacksonville Chapel.
I am Jacksonville Chapel.
You are Jackson.
Jacksonville Chapel.
We are the chapel.
Nosotros somos Jacksonville Chapel.
One church.
One church.
One mission.
One mission.
Together.
Together.
Together.